Hi, my name is Todd Miller. Hope you can hear me in the back. I'm with Chromia. We're the project behind Chromia, the public blockchain. It's called the relational blockchain. I'll tell you about that in a minute, why it's called that. I know from sitting in the audience, I actually was here earlier this morning. My wife was in town also, and we walked around the floors of the Marriott. And she works essentially for Microsoft. And her reaction was like, what the hell is going on in this place right now? And I can sort of sympathize with people, coming into the talks and sort of hearing many different topics. So I hope to have sort of an easily accessible discussion around blockchains and where they play in the NFT world. I think at this point, because the ecosystem around NFTs, blockchains, crypto has become much more full, a little more complicated. Hopefully I can abstract it down a little bit and we can have sort of a deeper understanding of how blockchains work and how they support NFTs and how you in the audience can interact with a blockchain project like Chromia. So there we go. Okay, so just about Chromia and Chromia. Chromia is the company, the project behind the Chromia blockchain, which is a decentralized blockchain. We were established in 2014. We actually are rooted in the colored coin protocol. For some people who have been in the blockchain and crypto world, they may remember that was sort of an early effort to root or digital assets in the Bitcoin blockchain. And actually there's a project, Rare Pepes are still using some variation of that protocol on Bitcoin. The Chromia team is mostly based in Stockholm. There's a bunch of folks here in the audience. We're on the 9th floor in the back. Come by and say hello. Interestingly, as an American working with a largely Stockholm-based team, it resonates with me that the blockchain project would be from Stockholm, from Sweden. It's a very community-oriented project, as sort of Swedish society is, and a very innovative technology project. So our tech is rooted in relational databases. So that's quite a variation. Most blockchains, whether it be Ethereum or some variation of Bitcoin or some of the other large blockchain projects, are usually key value data storage or NoSQL databases. And I'll tell you why that's important in a little bit. So as I said, this may be the sort of the Swedish sensibility, but the notion of like a relational blockchain platform or a blockchain that makes sense, we're very oriented towards use cases that really need a Web3 or a blockchain protocol. We have a number of projects that approach us, and after working with them, we always ask the question, does this really need a blockchain? Does it need native tokens? Is it sufficiently decentralized? Does it have a governance structure that aligns with a blockchain project? So that sort of helps us sort of generate a kind of ecosystem which aligns with sort of the values of the project. I think we're 168 on CoinMarketCap. We're right above or behind the persistence token. I think we started in the 700 or 800s. We're a growing chain. We're only in testnet now, so we're getting a lot of experience as an L2 chain, and that's actually been very valuable because it allows us to learn how to play within the ecosystem. So whether it be with Ethereum or with Binance Smart Chain or with Polygon and so forth, it allows us to sort of understand how we want to play because interoperability and composability is really important to us. Again, this is sort of a mouthful, but I think part of what we do is enable entrepreneurs, creators, developers to build decentralized apps on a cost-efficient and secure, and to be able to secure digital assets. We use a variation of proof of stake, so we're not a proof of work chain. What else do I want to say? What about NFTs? So obviously, blockchains are critical to NFTs. They're the infrastructure to secure the NFT token. Features we're focused on really around security, around the types of protocols that allow interoperability. And when you're looking at an NFT project for a blockchain, you want to ask some questions about what is the network effect of that chain. So for example, Ethereum clearly has a wonderful position as a liquidity provider, but also, can you work with other chains that will allow you a network effect from the other types of projects they're working on? So we're very focused on the game area, in other types of digital assets, so teams that come on and projects that come on can benefit from that learning and so forth. This is probably abstracted to a great degree, but this just sort of gives you sort of a high-level architecture of what we're building. And you can see at the bottom, we have the decentralized app, or the dApp. Each dApp is its own blockchain, and we use a Byzantine fault-tolerant system to make sure it's secure. And then those dApps are anchored from our sort of directory chains and so forth. And that's the Chromia level. That will, when it's released, that'll be an L1, but right now we have a number of projects that I'll talk about in a second that we're using other chains for to publicly anchor those chains, for example, in Binance or in Ethereum and so forth. We have a variation of an NFT. It's called an original, or we have an originals protocol and so forth. And we think this protocol sort of builds on the 721, is more extensible because, for example, we can store on-chain and metadata within the blockchain. People may or may not be familiar with it, but most NFTs today, the image itself, for example, the metadata itself, is not stored on the chain, it's stored off-chain. It could be in a Dropbox, it could be, on Microsoft Azure or on Amazon and so forth. It's not actually stored on the blockchain. So that creates a lot of problems where your digital image and the data around the image is actually segregated from the token. It's also important around the capability because of this relational database framework is that we can do faster indexing, greater searching, and so forth. So it's going to allow much easier ways to assemble collections, trade collections, interact, and so forth. And it's very important to us around integration with on-chain games. So within the ecosystem and hopefully beyond that, we'll be able to NFTs that are in one game can be used in another game, for example. So you have a skin in one game, I've earned it, I can go to another game and use it. If you look at the market segment for NFTs today, you can see that the gaming world is the largest segment, and that makes a lot of sense because that provides, gaming provides wonderful context for valuing NFTs. And a couple of the games that I'll talk about in a second, Mines of Delarnia and My Neighbor Alice, they are economy games. So within those economies, as the economy grows and as the mechanics of that game can improve the value of the NFT and so forth. But you can see also these other segments that we're working on, like metaverse. Property in these metaverses is also increasing. Those are NFTs, and certainly utility NFTs. These are just a couple of projects that we're working with. And again, I think we're at the phase where we're working in a little more of a curated sense, meaning that we're working with projects to showcase the type of capabilities that we can have. Co-write, and actually they're right out here, is a project from California and Stockholm that is doing like fan engagement and so forth, and using NFTs around connecting with fans. Yeah, My Neighbor Alice is a really exciting game. I'll show you a little graphic of it. Yeah, you can see the quality of the animation and the NFTs within these games will allow for people to buy property and do farming and so forth. I'm gonna go over here. I'm almost out of time. I just want to talk one game. Mines of Delarnia is another game. Actually, if you come up to the 9th floor, there's some folks in the mining from the game that you can speak with. You can see quite success, like $1 million in NFT and land sales. They just released this game onto the mainnet just several weeks ago. $1 billion in market cap, so it's been quite well received. And come up, you can talk to sort of the game team. Finally, I'm going to close. If you want to launch a project, originals project, an NFT project, or any kind of project with Chromia, come talk to us. If you have a great Web3 framework, you have some original thinking about what you want to do, you're into these partner types, we would love to talk to you. Anyway, thanks for your indulgence today. I hope you enjoy the rest of the conference. Thanks.